boot, 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 bobbing along.
Hi, we're Stuart and Emmie, and we're childfree after infertility. So we decided to change our life plans and moved on to a narrowboat. We're sharing our adventures here, and you're welcome to join us.
After lots of delay, we're finally leaving the Nottingham Canal and planning our journey up the Trent.
What time is it, Stu?
It's 10:20.
Yeah, so Stu's very anxious to get going. We're going to get going. We're finally moving towards Sheffield.
Yeah. I'm so glad that I started planting all these plants already. It's not annoying at all.
Can't see much over the potatoes. Hi, friends.
Our plan for the day is to start making our way up the River Trent and get as close to Newark as we can. But first, we've got to get through Nottingham city centre. It used to run a different route, and this was built later apparently, someone was telling me. It used to carry on down the Trent, and then when the Trent silted up, they stopped. This is the former headquarters of Fellows and Norton, who, as well as being a haulage company back in the day, I suppose, they also built a lot of the canals and canalised a lot of the rivers in this area, including, of course, the canal that we're on. I really think Nottingham is quite an amazing city, and the Beeston and Nottingham Canal going right through the centre of it, and also being quite quiet actually, is kind of a lovely way of actually seeing the city as well. Could be a great place to have a hire boat. The canal has two locks to get on and off at the start and the end, and one fairly shallow lock in the middle, which I think was just put in for the levels. It does have this corner, however, which, although not difficult, actually not particularly difficult at all, it's quite fun, but you do want to be careful because it's a very sharp corner and there's often people fishing or canoeing in it. Sadly, Emmie didn't get to see so much of Nottingham as I did, but I think we both really liked it. And there's some really cool street art around as well. We both really enjoyed this. We also really enjoyed just the general colourfulness and vibrancy of Nottingham. Hoping that we can go back and explore it some more when we're settled in Sheffield. About to start our descent. Already spotted some rowers. Little nervous. Just coming off of the Nottingham and Beeston Canal. I know it seems like a no-brainer to say, but these are really nicely maintained locks, the Beeston Lock and Meadow Lane Lock. They don't really shoot you about or anything as you're going down. They're nice and slow and steady and easy, as they probably should be.
Welcome to the Trent.
Welcome to the Trent!
Ah! It's so big. maybe not as big as the potato plants. Wow, it's enormous.
The locks on the Trent are very different. They have huge, great big weirs, and then you taxi down a great big river lock with traffic lights. They're generally manned and they're always automated. The custom on the Trent locks is to phone or radio ahead to let the lockkeeper know you're on your way, and they'll have things set up for you if there's no queue.
Here we go.
Exciting, but terrifying.
We've just realised we forgot to put our life jackets on. I'm out of the way. Life jackets on. We're finally on our way to Sheffield! Yay!
So the lockie at, what was the lock called?
Home lock.
Yeah, said that a good target for our endpoint today is probably Hazelford Lock, which is, I think, the lock before Newark, and also told us that this lock isn't manned. So this is also our first time doing an electric mechanical lock on our own. I think we're going to pause here and just have a quick sandwich and just figure it all out before we push on heedlessly.
Sounds like a plan. I think there's a boat in there about to come out.
That's setting our favour, so maybe we should just
Go in, yeah.
Right, we're on our own for this one, and so obviously I've got to pick Emmie up the other side of this lock, which is massive, and we've immediately got the weir coming straight back in, and then there's a little pontoon just the other side to actually pick her up from, which is a little scary. These locks are massive, but they do seem to be generally quite well behaved, at least going down. The boat behind us did warn us this lock can be quite turbulent, but we found it alright, but we were going the opposite direction. And as it turned out, pulling in on the other side was really easy, because actually I was pulling in the same direction the weir was coming in from, so it was alright.
It's lunchtime. What was that? There's so many water birds. We've just seen a great crested grebe, which we didn't know what it was. We had to Google it. No footage, sorry. It's far away, but I love water birds. This is lovely. Coming up to Gunthorpe Lock. The light is green.
Closing up.
gorgeous. We're coming up to Hazelford Lock already, which is the end of the cruise. We are getting tired, so that's good. And yeah, thank you to that first guide for telling us this would be a good place to break the journey. And it is green.
Yeah, it's great. Forget how strong those weirs are. I'm in them. Yeah. It says no fishing everywhere.
So we've ended up not mooring because there were a few boats there, sort of quite spaced apart, and then fishing across the other spaces.
No fishing signs everywhere.
And we definitely got the vibe that they knew we wanted to moor and didn't want us to. I mean, we could be wrong. We didn't ask them if they could stop fishing so we could moor. But we've carried on. So hopefully we'll find a place to moor. I think there should be one a bit further up.
Yeah.
A pontoon. So there wasn't any space to moor where we were hoping. Near a pub, so probably a popular place to moor. And we crossed with another boat right there as well, and probably really annoyed them because I think they were trying to look for a mooring as well, and we crossed on the wrong side. Stu was like gesturing like, can we cross on this side, and we did that because it's so wide. We thought it would be okay, but I think they were annoyed with us. Regretting a bit now that we weren't a bit more confident and just asking that boat to take in their fishing lines so we could moor there.
Well, I think it was wide enough, but I think we'd have struggled to have got in because of the weir. The flow of the weir was already pushing us over, pulling us forwards.
Okay, so no need to be ashamed of ourselves for not asking.
I think it's our first time on a proper river, and I think that they were very deliberately avoiding eye contact and not wanting to move anyway, so they probably wouldn't have been nice to have moored next to for the night.
No.
Well, maybe not nice, but they might not be the friendliest.
Of course, we don't know that. Maybe they would have been absolutely lovely and just didn't realise we would want to moor, but I think we were quite obviously looking like we were hoping to moor. Anyway, what's done is done. I really hope we do find a mooring in Newark. I mean, what happens on a river if there's no space on any of the moorings? I don't actually know. So fingers crossed we're not about to find out. In retrospect, those cruisers could have been waiting for us to turn round and come in, as it's much easier to come in against the flow, and that is kind of the conventional thing to do. Anyway, we found this lovely mooring in Hazelford, and we had the whole pontoon to ourselves, so it was very easy to pull in. And it was such a beautiful place to spend the night. We even had a cheeky little drink in the pub next door. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a bit of an emotional one to edit this one because we really loved being on the Trent and thought it was so beautiful, but sadly we never got to complete our journey up the Trent, so you'll have to watch our video next week to find out what happens. A massive thank you to Cora and Andrea for the Buy Me a Coffee donation, really is appreciated. Please do give us a boop on the like button and chat with us in the comments below. See you next time, bye bye.